Hello my XIM community, it's Diadem37 here, bringing you another XIM configuration tutorial, and this time it's going to be for the Counter-Strike clone, Warface Breakout. Not a bad game, but we're not here to give a review on it, we're here to give you guys the configuration that you asked for, so shout out to Miguel for suggesting I do this game. So as you see behind me, I'm running the Warface game pack or mouse translator. And the reason for that is because both of these games are using the Crytek engine, which have pretty much the same aim mechanics. What was different between these two games were the in-game settings, and we're going to get into that briefly. But for now, let's jump into the XIM Manager settings. So keep in mind, guys, this was benchmarked at 25,000 DPI. I did thoroughly test this for 3200 DPI being the lowest value that is suggested by XIM. So if you need the calculations to match my sensitivity to a different DPI value, make sure to read the description below as I put all the equations in there. So yeah, our hipfire is going to be at 2.50 for the sensitivity. No ballistic editor. Synchronize is going to be at default with the smoothing at 15. And as I've explained in previous videos, that is just to straighten out that mouse line to make it more like an analog input there. And you do notice a difference with zero smoothing. There wasn't any jitteriness in the mouse play, but the velocity just wasn't as smooth like a PC game should be, so that's why we're running the 15 smoothing here. YX ratio, really didn't need to touch it. Gun recoil in this game was quite easy to control. The steady aim, on the other hand, is just there because there's a lot of horizontal aiming in this game, and it just helps prevent you with such a high DPI value or even a low DPI value if you accidentally move your hand down. The steady aim is just going to help you keep on that same horizontal plane, as steady aim kind of puts a graph in the background for your mouse to ride along. Boost here is because there's only so much minimum analog input that a controller can make. Once again, I've explained this in the XIM Apex Legends High Velocity explained video. Your analog thumbstick can only move so little, right? There's only such a small input that you can put on an analog signal, whereas a mouse you can make much smaller micro movements. This just interfered with the gameplay a bit, so boost being at 20 gives it's a nice sweet spot, makes the mouse responsive, especially with the in-game settings that I have set up. And for our ADS here, I just dropped the sensitivity by 0.50. Just for target tracking, as it does have a slight zoom in. So I tend to like a slightly slower ADS than my hip fire sensitivity. Smoothing, once again, going to be at 15. Steady aim, we're going to put it at 0.5, as you don't want such a massive effect, especially if you're trying to make adjustments that might interfere with your headshot adjustments or height adjustments. And boost is going to be at 20 for the same reason. Now our in-game settings, and this is important, so we're going to go through this here. I didn't like the aim assist. It was very on-off, and what I mean by that is you would be on the target, and if you made any slight adjustment, or if they had good movement, you would actually feel a slight delay to try and retarget acquire. So that just ended up being a hindrance for me personally, especially coming from a PC background. So I turned it off, and I ended up getting significantly better games with the aim assist off. So if you want it on, by all means put it on. It will work with this configuration. I just did not enjoy how the aim assist felt in this game. Sensitivity, we're going to have that maxed out at 14, and then we are going to go into our advanced look controls. And I know you can see here the ADS close range, mid-range, and high zoom are going to be at 100%. So those are the default settings. Now, crucial point here is our inner and outer dead zone. Our inner dead zone is going to be at 10, and our outer dead zone is going to be at 4. And the reason for that is even at 3200 DPI, the outer dead zone being higher, you're going to get a much faster than desired response, and it does not feel one-to-one. So I spent a lot of time in game playing with these settings to find the sweet spot after setting just a baseline sensitivity in the Zim Manager, so without any additional features. Once I found that, that's when I started tweaking with the in manager the other settings. So once again, inner dead zone, we're going to have that at 10. Outer dead zone, we're going to have that at 4. So just to reduce the in-game responsiveness, and you guys will see once you try this out, you'll understand why it just feels much smoother and the way it should, if I can say it like that. It just really felt like I was playing on PC once I had these settings accomplished. Now for the advanced look control settings, our yaw speed and our ADS yaw speed, we're going to have that at 100%. Same thing with our pitch and ADS pitch speed. All of the acceleration stuff, so acceleration delay, ADS acceleration delay, the accelerate, we're going to off. You want it off because once again, this is all going to interfere with that one-to-one feel. Guys, like always, if this video helped, make sure to hit that like button, as your likes really help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments, or you can reach me on Facebook at Diadem37 Productions. And thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next video.
The bomb has been planted. The Reapers have won the match.